Hey, um, it's me, Lauren, obviously, filmmaker extraordinaire, and this is my live stream. If I look a little confused, it's because I was just taking a nap because I was tired. Um, and I have been like doing stuff to try to bring my brain back to the beginning, but we're not there yet. That's also why I'm not wearing like long earrings or my ring. I'm still engaged. I was taking a little power nap. Um, and now I wouldn't say I'm feeling powerful, but I'm feeling a little more reinvigorated. So obviously this is my monthly recap and I'm really proud of myself because so far so good. I'm keeping up with the monthly live streams. I know you're saying, but it's only the third month. Shh. I don't need to hear you hate on my progress. Okay. For me, I'm thinking this is a win. So I'm going to go through my month and then I'm going to go through my goal progress and then I'll say whatever I want because I can. And if anyone's watching live, you can ask questions or comments in the chat and I will try to respond. Or you can comment on the replay and I will try to respond. So even if you're not watching live, you're not going to miss out on my response because I respond to the majority of comments because I want to and I have the ability to do so. So obviously, this month was my birthday month and it all comes back to that. Like, this is unrelated, but like I got this stuffed animal. His name's Harold. And I got him because I was like, I want him. And I thought he had like a horn, but it's actually a party hat. It's actually wearing a party hat. But you know what? It's even better because my birthday, right? My birthday party hat, Harold. Woohoo. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go get my Google Photos now so we can get started on what you're all here for. Not me going psycho. I'm not actually, well, I'm not actually psycho. I'm not go that far. I'm feeling refreshed and that's good. I hope you guys are feeling good. Happy Easter as well. I love Easter. I feel like Easter is such a happy day. I mean, I guess if you're Christian. If you're not Christian, you're like, I don't care about Easter. And also happy Trans Day Visibility. So it's a great day all around. Anyways, I feel like this month, let's see, the first interesting photo, oh, this is not important. The first photo I have is a dog hiding in a blanket. You can't actually tell, but there is a dog in there. She was really shy. I volunteer at the Burbank Animal Shelter, and this past month of March, I finally was able to do, well, by finally able, they invited me to do my level 2 training. So I did a level 2A training, I think actually probably at the end of February, and then I did my observation session the first weekend of March, which basically meant I got to witness like an adoption session happen because then I can use that for when I have my 2B training. And then I'll be able to do the adoptions by myself. Because right now I'm not able to do that. I can do the shelter and do like general maintenance. I can interact with the dogs, but I can't do like a one-on-one with adopters at this time because I'm not at that level. But it was cool to at least be like progressing further along with that. And even though this dog in particular was really nervous. But like a lot of the dogs are going to be, especially if they're there for less time or whatever the personality. So it's just kind of like getting used to interacting with the different animals of different levels and of course interacting with the humans. That's the adopter part. Because I feel like low-key interacting with the dogs is the easiest part about it, not the human aspect. Obviously I'm a human, so it's not like I'm like against humans and I only like dogs, but you know, it's just like interacting with people is super different than interacting with the dog. So that's that anyways. And then I had my birthday bash. And I should have taken a picture when the cake had the candles on it, but the only really good picture I have of the cake is when the candles have already been removed. I got like a video of the cake, but it doesn't really matter. It's a beautiful cake. It was from Costco. We love Costco. At least I love Costco. So it was a win for me. The pizza was from Costco. The charcuterie everything was from Costco. It was like I would say it was a Costco sponsored birthday party, but it was really my mom sponsored it because she gave me a gift for Costco. So thank you, mother. Um, and it was the day before my birthday, but I felt like Monday after work wasn't like the best day to do a birthday gathering, especially because like, what if work schedule's a little weird? And then like, I don't know. I just was like Sunday, later afternoon, like more people are like definitely going to be able to make it, and there won't be the kind of stress of like getting there after work. So I think it was a fun time. We did some Just Dance. It was just nice to be with my friends. And then it's also funny because on Tuesday, then my office actually got me a cake, and it's hard to tell, but my friend actually wrote like my name on the cake, but it was very sweet of them. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, people will obviously wish me happy birthday on my birthday. So like Tuesday, I was not emotionally prepared for like more birthday fun, but obviously I was physically prepared. I totally ate the cake, like of course. And I also felt like it was really becoming spring because like look how beautiful the campus was looking. And there's like so many more flowers now. It's crazy. And then I didn't do much the next week, I guess. I guess, like, the thing is, most of the time, like, I'm just working, during the week, which I think is normal for people who work during weeks to, like, mostly be working during the week. But it was actually, like, a pretty hectic month of work-wise. Like, I had a couple, like, 60+ hour work weeks, and I was definitely feeling a bit, like, drained. Um, Not because, like, I don't like the projects we're working on at work, but because it's just tiring to be working that many hours a week. But then, of course, I go to the shelter and I get to interact with, like, these cutie pies. Excuse me. So cute. Um, these puppies have obviously been adopted. I'm, like, still obsessed with this photo. I literally put it as one of the photos on my thumbnail for this because, I mean, look at those eyes. 7 weeks old in this picture. But I do also wanna shout out the adult dogs who are just as beautiful in their own way. This dog also got adopted pretty quickly, so I was really happy about that. But I definitely feel like it's a little bit of, like, a rejuvenating moment to be able to actually spend time away from computers and away from chaos and interact with the animals. I mean, hi, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not sure when you just said hi. I just noticed it just now, so hopefully it wasn't, like, 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. I haven't even recorded for 10 minutes. Well, thank you so much for joining from Germany. I don't even know what time it is in Germany. Is it really late, really early? But thank you anyways for joining. I appreciate it. Hi from Los Angeles. Woo, California. 2 a.m. Wow, that's really early. You know, since I just had to take a nap at 3 and then I woke up at like 4:15 and then I was like dead. I don't even know how you're awake at 2 a.m. But I'm impressed. I don't have that kind of stamina. I don't know if I've ever had, honestly. Some people are like, "Oh, I stayed up so late," and it's like, good for you, like living it up. I know where you know where I am, but just saying it in case other people don't. Um, but I do appreciate there's no commands. I don't know what that means, but oh, the Twitch, yeah. I did make a Twitch account and I've used it a couple times, but honestly, not for like a year or 2. And I was only really doing The Sims. And I had tried to come up with like I found like a website or a service that you could like stream to multiple platforms, but honestly, it was a little um I was a little chaotic. I couldn't figure out how to work it, and I was just panicking. So I just ditched that. I mean, it's not like deactivated; it's just lurking there. Um, yeah. And admittedly, I didn't know you've been subscribed to me for 2 years, but I recognize your username, so I knew you've been around. I don't have a great sense of time overall. I feel like currently life is defined by before college, college, pandemic, adult life. Am I still supporting zoos? I do still support zoos. I know not everyone approves of zoos. But I do still support zoos overall. I do think that a lot of zoos are really important for education purposes, have helped reintroduce animals back into their natural habitats and like old homelands if they've been going extinct or in danger. I mean, I guess obviously, like in an ideal world, like animals wouldn't be at risk. And if they were just left where they were. But like that's just not the case, I don't think. I do think though, like just because a zoo is not maybe like the best place for animals, because I do think like the best place for animals is most likely like in their where their ancestors were, where they naturally are. I think in like the current climate of today, with a lot of deforestation and like humans taking over and burning things and destroying stuff, like a lot of those best places like are literally gone. At least that's my opinion. So I think it's important that since we're trying to kind of, I mean, I hope people are trying to combat that, but like I don't really know if that's realistically happening. So I think it is important to be showing animals to people who otherwise wouldn't be exposed to them, and hopefully give people an incentive to want to make the world like a better place for animals overall, and to try to fight against the destroying of like natural lands. I think lions, tigers, bears, monkeys, it's like a really big generalization. Like some types of bears are in danger. Like there's a lot of different breeds of animals overall. And you might say like lions may also not be like endangered on the same scale, they're about to go extinct, but a lot of places where they might be naturally be are gone. Like that land is gone, or their land's not gone necessarily, but the animals they would eat in the wild have been pushed out and are not doing that well. I think it's a big chain of events. I know it's a disadvantage of typing, but that's all I've got since it's a live stream and I'm the only one who can talk. Which sounds kind of terrible when I say it out loud, but that's just how it be. Um, but I think it's a really interesting topic. And but no, I still support zoos. But anyways, I think you are correct though. There's not really much further we can do about a debate with typing. So um, I mean, I think that's just kind of an overgeneralization of most zoos. I'm not vegetarian or vegan. I like meat, just how it is. To be fair, like I'm biased. Sheep are my favorite animal, so I don't eat lamb or mutton. I've never had those, so it's not like I've tried it and was like, oh, I hate it or like it, and I don't eat it. I just never had it. Um, but I do think like, I try to buy if I can from like free range or more like humanely grown, I guess, eggs or meat. But I no, I absolutely eat meat. Omnivore, love meat, and I would never pretend that I don't. Um, I think obviously some people it really works for them, but some people does not, and that's okay. I just feel like a lot of I'll talk about this for one more minute and then I do want to move on. But a lot of animals, like a lot of larger animals, are not in 3x3 cages. Um, at least in like I think zoos that are like credible and are supported by like wildlife societies, and like I'm sure there are places that I would not support that animals are in like cages and are treated terribly. But like a lot of animals are in like nice places, nicer habitats, have enrichment, are treated well, have, you know, a decent, I think a pretty good life, especially animals where you see where they're like breeding pretty well, because there's other animals where like they don't breed very well. And it's because they're obviously not doing this, they're not happy. Well, I don't think humans are raising animals for our consumption for the zoo. Oh, you're going back about the meat eating. Um, well, it's more just like a free range chicken or whatever is not in like a chicken mill. That's as far as I've got. But I also don't think like humans need to justify eating meat, because a lot of mammals eat meat and have eaten meat for as long as we've been evolving on this planet. And that's like what our bodies respond well to, for making sure we're getting enough nutrients and protein and everything that we need to survive and be healthy. I don't really think that needs to be justified personally. And if that upsets you, I'm sorry, but that's just what I think. So sometimes you can find nutrients in plants, but I think that's can be more expensive and things don't always like digest well. And Like my body has evolved to be able to eat meat, and I have teeth that let me chew meat, so I'ma chew the meat. I'm sorry, that's just it. Um, but yeah. Um, if you just by eating animals, then may I ask you a question? I mean, you can ask a question. If I don't want to answer it or if I think it's weird, then I will delete it or block you if it's really out of left field. But then I do want to get back to my month because I've only gone a week into it. So, but yeah, you can ask a question since sure. But you got to ask it soon because I'm ready to move on. Mostly because I've been tired since I started and I'm only 1 week into the month. So, yeah. But I did plug in my computer, so I'm not worried about it dying. I was almost worried about it dying. And then I was like, we're going to just plug it in. So, well, while you're maybe asking it or typing or something, I'll just say the other thing I did that weekend was see Dune Part 2. So, which was amusing to me because I hadn't actually seen Dune Part 1 when I got my ticket for Dune 2, and then I literally watched it the night before and the morning right before I saw it after the animal shelter, so I could see it in IMAX. And I thought it was great. Kudos. Why only eat certain animals, not a common dog, cat, or house pets? Um, I mean, I do think some animals are smarter than others. That being said, I do believe, like, I heard pigs are really smart, but I eat bacon, um, and I know in some places people do eat other animals that are more commonly found. I think it would be hard for me since I associate like cats and dogs as being like household animals. I know a lot of people eat sheep. Like I personally don't want to eat a sheep because they're my favorite animal. It's like my own personal bias. I think most people do not care. And like maybe that's annoying that it's not like a justifiable answer, but it's just how it is. Like I mean, I have a weird relationship with food, but like even if I didn't, I like meat. I think I would still eat it. And I don't think like telling people who don't eat it that they're like endorsing bad stuff like is really helping anybody, especially when, as far as I know, like if we're thinking about this like current like socioeconomic kind of position, sometimes food that's vegan or vegetarian can be more expensive than food that contains meat, or the kind of processing of getting stuff that tastes like meat alternates or whatever can use a lot of water and a lot of power. So it's like, are we even saving energy to make this happen? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my value on meat is I like meat. That's pretty much it. I mean, I do think that like places that are generating animals, like treat them cruelly just to be eaten, like I think that is sad, but I'm not going to stop eating meat because it's sad. Um, like, and maybe that's terrible, but it just is how I feel. So I think a multi-level marketing scheme is really different than meat. Personally, because multi-level marketing schemes are taking advantage of typically vulnerable people. And you might be saying, oh, well, eating meat takes advantage of vulnerable animals. But I don't think it's crazy for me to say that I think humans are on a higher level than animals, at least in how I want to like, if I want to try to like have a cause. I mean, I donate money to shelters and animals, but like if I'm trying to help vulnerable people, like I might be able to make a difference in their life if they see a video. Um, Also, I haven't made any new MLM videos recently because I feel like they were just like really oversaturated on the internet. So I feel like other people are making them probably better than I was making. Um, I have never been to a slaughterhouse. Uh, I don't. I don't. I'm not that I've been ever offered to go to one. I've avoided it. I just don't go. I'm Catholic, so I do have religion. As I said at the beginning of the live stream, Happy Easter. Um, but I'm pretty sure God's pretty cool with eating meat, though. Just saying. I've been reading the Old Testament. Um, he does have, he's definitely a eating meat kind of guy, sacrificing the animals and all that stuff. So I've never sacrificed an animal like to God at this time in my life. I've eaten the animals for myself. So yes, happy Easter. Happy Easter. This is also related, but I'm not going to remove the computer because my living room kitchen area is low key a mess, which is why I'm positioned this way. But I have my Easter bouquet with an egg sticking out. That's my mom. She's my number one fan. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for watching. If you just tuned in, we're having a lively typed / spoken debate discussion about zoos and meat. And my statement is I like meat. I wish I had an Easter dinner, though I did have Cheesecake Factory, crusted chicken Romano, and I have my Oreo Dream Extreme cheesecake waiting for me in the fridge. So I'm very happy. And she can answer that or not answer that. Up to her. But anyways, I'm going through. Did anything interesting happen? Oh, there was Pie Day. I literally forgot about Pie Day. Probably because I don't make pies. I'll eat a pie if it's in front of me, but turkey chili? Wait, that sounds so good. I haven't had chili in forever, actually. Probably because the last time I had chili, probably my mom made it. I'm not a chef, basically. I mean, I can follow basic recipes and make eggs, but that's it. That's about it. But it's okay. We do what we can do, right? Another question. Okay. So let's go for it. Ask the question. I'm rather amused. Also, if anyone was curious about who's behind me, since I introduced Harold, this is French toast. This is Munchkin. And this is a pillow in the shape of my family dog, Cal. The cow pillow. So if you're wondering who's behind me, since Harold got an intro. Who's now over there? You can't see him. Oh, the other thing that happened this month is I got an amaryllis plant from my mom, and it was kind of insane. It came in this, let's see, can I pause this video? It came in this box, and it was literally a bulb and dirt and instructions. And I was shooketh. I am so bad at plants. I'm gonna kill a plant. Not that I want to. I can barely keep a succulent alive. I'm just so bad at greenery, I guess. But I soaked it as it was said to soak, and it's growing. I'll have to send a picture to the community tab or something so you guys can see it. But I'm feeling very excited about that. Would God be okay to harm innocent lives for human consumption? Well, no. But as we just sort of said, or by we I mean me, God's definitely be eating meat. God eats meat. Or God endorses humans eating meat and killing animals and doing that stuff. I mean, there's the clean, unclean element, but I just feel that's a really bad example. I don't think, again, also innocent lives when it comes to humans versus animals. Although I do think animals are generally innocent because what are they really doing? It's a sin wise, but I have to prioritize humans being able to survive mentally anyways, because I just don't think in this society that they're sentient for sure. I don't mean to imply they're not sentient. I think they have thoughts. I mean, sometimes if you look at a goldfish, I'm not sure what the thought is, to be fair. Does it, I don't know what it's thinking. It doesn't have a big brain. But just because something's sentient doesn't mean I think it has more value than I would say a human life. So that's I mean, I think it'd be nice if everything could live forever and all the time. But that's just not realistic. And it's just, yeah. I mean, I think there's a right to be alive that I think people have the right to live. I mean, frankly, the only reason I guess I think a human is more valuable because I don't know, I mean, I'm a human, and in this society that we have, like, that's just that's just how it is. I mean, I think, everything is created by God, but if we're gonna go the God angle, like, humans are created in God's image, so yeah, yeah. Um, grown meat. I honestly don't know about grown meat. And sure, we can hear more about my month. Shout out to my month. So yeah, I planted the amaryllis. It's growing. It's maybe 4 inches tall, 5 inches tall. So I'm looking at it from the side and trying to imagine how many thumbs I could put on it. Okay. Then my friend came out to visit me, and that was very exciting. And we went to the Broad, and I took a picture of this piece of art because I thought it was just too dramatic. I'm sorry. I love it. And of course, you may think if you may have heard of the Broad for any reason, you may know of it from like I know that the balloon dog is more famous, but I don't actually have a video of the balloon dog or a picture. I just have this of this bunny and then the giant table and chairs. There was also a special exhibit, but we didn't go to do that one because you have to pay for that one. And I wasn't gonna do that. We did the free part and paid for the parking, which pro tip, apparently, if you park during the week, you only can pay like, if you're there for more than 3 hours, like, in the parking lot, it's $27. But if you go on the weekend, it's $17 the whole day. So, we, like, parked there all day and then did a whole, like, lap around downtown, which was great because the parking was not bad, and it was a secure lot. Um, I have no idea when I'm visiting the UK again also because the next time I go to the UK will probably be, like, over, like 2 years because, um, my fiancé is gonna be moving here, and then he won't be able to leave the country for a bit until, like, the adjustment of status goes through. So, I'm not gonna go to the UK without him, basically. Hi, Mark. Welcome to the party. Well, I'm glad you liked the discussion. It's a little, honestly, this is the most lively I've had on a live stream, maybe ever. So that's cool. Um, yeah. I'm on the vegan side. No, no, I think that's the downer in the discussion that I eat meat. So yeah, I had chicken for lunch. I didn't have meat on Friday only because it was Good Friday. Sorry, you're disappointed. I'm not disappointed in my dietary choices. I'm honestly just happy that I eat regular food, consistently. That's my win. Eating consistent food and trying to hit my food groups. That's my goal right now. We did the Angels Flight Railway also to go back to downtown. Um, I can't pronounce it, but it's like this thing. I'm not sure it's like the funiculo. I think I just totally made that word up. It's like the shortest railway. It just like goes up and down a hill, and there's two cars, and like they have to go at the same time, I believe. And it's $1. It costs $1 to go on it, and if you want to go both ways, it costs $2. But it's just super fun, super random, and it was great. And then we went to the Bradbury Building, which you may recognize or may not from Blade Runner. It's in some movies. Anyways, it's the super cool old building, and it says like Bradbury on the outside. And I've literally been to downtown a couple times, and every time I'm in downtown, it's closed. Like that building is always closed. Whether it's it's supposed to be open to the public, but it's always closed for like a special event or filming something. And yeah, it's annoying. So I was really happy that it was actually open. We got to go see it. And then we went to Grand Central Market where I got, to go along with the meat theme, I got pork belly and egg, and it was delicious. It was so good. I paid extra for the egg, and so worth it. Don't you think you value your life and taste more than um I'm not sure if I understanding. I assume you're meaning to say like should I like why are you valuing your life more than an animal being slaughtered? And probably because I am, I mean, I obviously do because I'll eat an animal that has been killed or slaughtered, if you would like to use the word slaughtered. But yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, I also think like not that an abundance of something makes it worthless, but there's lots of chickens, and I don't know the lifespan of a chicken, but the lifespan of a human is, I don't know, 80 years. Um, just like, I don't know. And I'm not going to stop eating meat. So you can be annoyed about that. If you don't want to support me because I eat meat, you don't have to support me. I don't. Um, as I said earlier, I've been reading the Bible and, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jesus gives fish to people to eat, and God's all about sacrificing animals for him. So I think those are innocent lives that God seems totally fine being killed. And then I went to the last bookstore, and if you've been to the last bookstore, then you know that there's this circle of books, and I had to get a photo of it, and so I did. And then we went to the library because my friend is going to be a librarian or library school. And we went to the library. And I'm going to be honest, I have been to like the branch of, of my library, like the LA library that's close to me because it's walking distance. And I absolutely love supporting local libraries, but I hadn't actually been to the main central branch of Los Angeles. And it is beautiful. Like, oh my God. Like, look at this library. That's a library? Are you kidding me? And yes, no, the last bookstore is so cute. I love that it has, to go back to last bookstore. I think one of my favorite parts about it is like the most ridiculous, is like the ridiculous section where all the books are organized by color. Like there's a whole bunch of shelves like this. And it's like, are these books for sale? Like, is this just like an aesthetic part? Because a lot of the books like are for sale. But I'm like, are these books for sale or do they just look pretty? But also imagine if your books were organized by color. Like how on earth they're organized by their author, they're organized by color. Like you're like, what if the book is, and then you're looking for like your book for literally 3 hours? I would give up. Really give up. Another picture of the library is this. It goes like really deep down. Like it's like levels, which is I think a good use of space. Because it's easier to be able to sort of up and down than like out necessarily. But it was really cool. And it definitely made me excited to be supporting the library. Also, they had some fun shirts that were like in part of there was an exhibit in the library that was celebrating 150 years, which I think this wasn't 150 years, but like recently it was 100 years. And they had some like funny, like some memorabilia about it. And I guess there had been a fire in the library in the 80s. And they just some like interesting like merch of them at that time. And I kind of wish they were selling that to people today, but they were not. The other funny thing about it was, let's see. So when we got there, the Google Maps sent us to the side, which I guess I didn't get a picture of. But there was like this little side entrance, and I was like, I guess this is like the library. And then when we were leaving, we left out like the main front entrance, which is like obviously a front entrance. And it was just amusing because I was like, oh, this makes way more sense. I was like, this is the front of this big library, like this kind of random door. But anyways. And then we went to the Disney Concert Hall, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like this building in LA, which I really enjoy because there's like a part of it where there's like this super shiny material, and then the other, like the more matted. And honestly, maybe this is just like urban legend, but I have been told that the whole thing used to be the super shiny bit, and it was like too reflective and was like too annoying with light and like heat. So they like matted everything down. I've never actually been inside the concert hall. I have seen like the LA Philharmonic, but when I've seen them at the Hollywood Bowl, not the Disney Concert Hall. But it's still like an iconic place to go because there's obviously the building's really beautiful. There's a little garden area and it's just fun. And then on Sunday, the next day of the weekend, the highlight was maybe either getting Harold, who I introduced at the beginning of the video, or it was seeing the Easter Bunny in the mall, like kind of early, to be honest, but like there he was. We actually like followed the Easter Bunny from where he emerged to his final destination, which was rather amusing because he definitely saw us following him, and I was like, "Hey, bunny." And yeah, the other thing I did was I got my new like work bag, which had been a birthday present, and I packed it up and I brought it to work the next day, and I got compliments, which is what everyone wants, right? Everyone wants a compliment on the work bag. And then it was like yeah, bunny stalker, yeah, kind of though. And then it was like super duper spring because this was like on the work campus. Like there was literally these beautiful butterflies. And something that was really fun was I am the not the chair, the programming lead for the women's ERG for my job. And we did like for Women's Month, we went to this really cute bowling alley called Montrose Bowl, which is like a vintage bowling alley. And we had like the whole place to ourselves, which was really fun. And there was no, like tracking of scores. So the pressure was off. Like if you sucked at bowling, like I'm terrible at bowling, but I think it's fun. So you still only had like 2 turns to like get like a strike or a spare. Not as many as you can, but there was no like tallying of the scores at the end. So low stress. And it was nice. The other event we did during the month was like a movie night, but I don't have any pictures of that to like show. We just watched Sleepless in Seattle. It was a very popular vote because it just had to be directed by a woman. And I gave a bunch of options and Sleepless in Seattle won. So that's that. And then let's see. I went back to the animal shelter again. I do that all the time. And I'm trying to see anything interesting happen. Oh, I celebrated. I forgot about this. I celebrated 6 years on YouTube this month. Now, if you've watched that video, you would already know that. Obviously, it's not like I've been consistent in any capacity over the past 6 years, but I have really enjoyed making videos, engaging with the community that we have, and I find it fun and rewarding. And obviously, like when my mental health's taken a dive, I prioritize other things, but it's nice to kind of have this outlet and space. And yes, woo-hoo-hoo. It is really exciting. It's kind of terrifying. Like 6 years. 6 years. This is when it goes back to like how I have no good sense of time passing. Like, what do you mean? Like 6 years was, but like my whole sense of time was pre-college, college, pandemic, college, adult life. Like 6 years is pre-college. Like, what do you mean my sense of time is all condensed into when I've been on this platform? So it's a little whoa. And then, oh, the other fun thing, I got summoned for jury duty. Though that won't be until like it's not for a few more weeks. We'll see if I actually have to go. I've never had to do jury duty before, so we shall see how that goes. And then anything else exciting? More flower pictures, because I guess I'm obsessed with spring. And that leads to the end of the month where what I did most recently was build this Lego camera. Another present. So cute. Yeah. So that was my month. Kind of insane overall. But yeah. And then I realized I've already been chatting for a while due to the interesting discussions we've been having. But I do want to go over my goals. Since that's, you know what I said, I have to be held accountable. I was going to go over my goals every month. So my goal number 1, which was to work on my limited series, basically no progress this past month. To be fair, I did obviously work some like multiple 60+ hour weeks this month. So I just didn't have a lot of extra creative energy to be like sitting and dedicatedly writing the scripts. But yeah, I'm not going to be too mad at myself about it. Like the time has gone, but there'll be future time, we hope. So yeah. For goal number 2, which is to work on the animated short, basically just waiting for June at this point to really kick off production because the artist that I'm going to work with, she's in college. So she will have more time in the summer. So that's the status there. For goal number 3, which is working on my physical health and stamina, I do feel like this month took a little bit of a setback because I haven't done as much Just Dance as I've been doing the other 2 months, but I have still been trying to walk and get my steps, and I'm doing my Lord of the Rings virtual challenge. So I'm currently starting the long walk to am I already going to Mount Doom, actually? Yeah, I guess I'm going to Mount Doom already. I mean, I've been going to Mount Doom the whole time, I guess, but like first it was the Shire to Rivendell, Rivendell to Moria, Moria through Moria. Like, yeah, so I'm on like the next step after that, just chugging along through Middle Earth. 4 is finishing working on my Bible in a year, which again I'm behind. But I think like no matter what, I'm still like 2 weeks behind at least. But I have been trying, and my energy's been really bad. So when I get like to end of the day, I'm just like, oh my God, do I really want to read the Bible? But I am on a new sleep medication, which I've now been on for a little over a week. And I'm like on the full dose now. And I think I'm like all adjusted to the full dose. So I am optimistic that, like, although obviously I said I was tired today, like, I'm optimistic that overall my energy levels will be improving and I'll be able to like feel more dedicated, because I could also just like read it. But I like to annotate it when I'm reading it. I have a journaling Bible and I have like like pens and highlighters and stuff. And I feel like that helps me like really actually engage with the material. And I could just like sit there and just kind of like read it, but I feel like I wouldn't be absorbing anything if my brain's like really tired and glazed over. So that's my status there. Maybe that's like just an excuse, but that's just how it is for me. 5 is my private goal, so I will not be sharing any updates on that, but it's going. 6 is eating all food groups daily and real planning. So I think this week, this month was a little bit of a rut. I have been eating like consistently, no problem, but I'm definitely not necessarily eating all my food groups enough. So I'm trying. I feel like I either go with eating like protein for sure, or like too many like fruits. So I'm working hard on like a good balance. I was grocery shopping yesterday and I got some more like kind of food that can kind of like not like last forever, but like those like canned fruits, or like packaged fruits, so that way they just don't go like bad right away, because I live by myself and depending on my work hours, like if I get home really late, like I'm just not going to want to eat certain like food, like cook for food from the fridge, and then like it goes bad because I live by myself, so food like goes bad sometimes. So I either like get too much fruit and then it goes bad, or I feel like I don't get enough fruit and then it's like gone. But now I always have like other food I can eat. And I'll actually be meal planning for the following week right after this, because I do that on Sundays, like Sunday evenings. The next goal is to read at least one book a month. So it's 3 months into the month, and 3 months into the month, 3 months into the year, and I've only read 2 books. But it's okay. I can totally come back from this. 1 book behind, it's okay. We got this. And I actually have 2 books I could read next. One is I'm not sure if it's the Iron Flame or if that's the second one. It's like the Rebecca Yarros book, but it's like the first one. And then the other book I have is about the potato famine in Ireland and a murderer. So I'll probably read that one just because it sounds interesting and it's based off a true story, apparently. My goal of meditating once a week. I have been doing this, but I'm a little nervous because April kicks off meditating for 10 minutes a week instead of 5 minutes. So January, February, March has been 5 minutes, and I feel like I can just barely do that. So I'm a little nervous for increasing the time to 10 minutes. But we're going to try. We're going to try. I just have like a really wandering brain. I feel like when I'm trying to meditate, and like I feel like I can just barely do the 5-minute one. So I'm a little worried about it, but I'm going to try my best. Then my goal of calling my grandparents, that I think has been going pretty well. Called my grandma today. So I think that's going as well as it can go. And then my financial goal of a certain amount of savings, I actually achieved that goal. So earlier than I expected in the year, but I'll take it. So I haven't decided yet if I want to do like a stretch goal with that, financial goal of mine, or just be like, what, it's achieved. Like, let's just have one goal achieved for the rest of the year. Woohoo! So yeah, that's been my month. And I guess that's kind of it. I should have had water or something prepared because I'm thirsty now. So I'm not sure if there's any other comments. I do appreciate, obviously, all the engagement and talking. I do want to reiterate, though, not that there's any doubt, but not a vegetarian, not a vegan, love meat, and I'm not sorry for that. So you're not going to make me feel bad for eating meat. But I do appreciate your support, anyways. And if you don't want to support me because I eat meat, that's okay. Um, unsubscribe, block, whatever you want to do. It will not hurt my feelings. Find people who make you feel seen, represented, and have a nice time on the the internet. The world is already like a tough place, I think. So if you find creators that you can watch and enjoy that bring you happiness and entertainment. I don't think that we need to be seeking out people who bring us more stress and anxiety uh, if we don't have to, basically. So that's that. And I think that's it. I hope that in the next month, I'll continue uploading my long form videos because I've actually uploaded a couple this month, my shorts, and just like keep going with stuff and see how things go. So I hope you guys are doing as well as you can be doing right now. And I wish you all the best once again. Happy Easter, happy Trans Day visibility, and I will see you next time. Bye. And again, thank you so much for watching.